10 rounds have now been cleared in the normal World Rally Championship, and Hyundai now has a 42-point lead over Ford. Those are your constructors' standings. Let's now move on to Sanremo for round 11.
With just 3 rallies left before the end of the championship, Italy is the venue for the Sanremo Rally. It unites many of the factors that make up successful WRC events: fabulous roads, wildly enthusiastic crowds, and an incredible backdrop. It runs out of the Riviera Resort into the mountains and back again. The stages are on tarmac, but bad weather can leave them with a carpet of dirt, leaves and gravel. With the end in sight, no one can take Sanremo for granted.
This is more or less going to be my playground rally from what I can see, because we're back on tarmac here for Rally Sanremo, and stage 1 is called Perinaldo. Sanremo, by the way, is in northern Italy, which is where we are now, and this stage is 7.4 kilometers. So setup seems to be fine, so let's just get moving, as we have just, I think this is 4 rounds to go after this one. I know I think the next one is Corsica, but I couldn't tell you what comes. Oh wait, I think I just remembered now. Corsica, I think, is the next one. Then after that, it's Australia, and then after Australia, we've got Great Britain. Really thought for sure something was gonna come out there, but it's fine. And once again, I bogged down off the line. But we are now on the asphalt galore of Sanremo, which is mainly what we are driving on here. And right now, we are doing pretty damn good for ourselves. Even though I don't consider myself to really be a tarmac specialist. And as a result, I have now lost some time to Colin, who is leading. And Tommy Mäkinen is also running pretty well, as I shoot into the Armco, or the guardrail I should say, at 131, but either way, I think we should be okay. Because I'm pretty sure that when it comes to tarmac rallies, I normally tend to be quite good at them. Hopefully that will prove to be the case again here, which is what I'm trying to prove. Well, I can certainly say the stage is long. Certainly longer than I personally thought it was going to be, but either way, I'd say we're doing okay for ourselves. And now I lead the stage for the first time. And so far so good, from what I can see here. And now we head through the hairpin. I almost get caught out by the grass there, but able to save it. And so far, so good.
and right 5, 50, left 4.
And as I would have expected, the two Mitsubishis are running well at the moment. And I go straight into the fence.
50, right 4. 50, left 3.
And that's a wall. Well, we'll just have to see how much further we have to go. Okay.
And finish.
And there we go. Huh. I wound up winning the stage in the end. By 1.1 seconds over Tommy Mäkinen. So, Perinaldo is won by me. And I gotta say, that run felt okay. That actually wasn't too bad. But there we go. Another stage is won by me. And now you just have to watch me basically go on and demolish the opposition. Or so I think. So Tommy Mäkinen came home second, Colin McRae third, Carlos Sainz in 4th, Freddie Loix 5th, and Marcus Grönholm came home in P6 in the first Peugeot. Then we had Francois Delacour in the third Ford Focus in P7. Then we had the other 3 Peugeots, 2 Subarus, 2 Skodas, 2 Subarus, and 2 Citroens. And at the back we had the other 2 Hyundais with 1 Citroen. So those are your results for stage 1, and these are your results for the rally overall. Because I have to show that frequently often. Okay, 1 stage down, and still 4 stages to go, as we are now out to Pantasina. Okay, let's see how we do. I know the shakedowns aren't really needed for me, because I don't have to do them. But the rallies, however, well, I just choose to do those, because I can. I'm also pretty sure the next venue we're heading to is Corsica. I'm pretty sure, if I remember the calendar correctly, that's the way it goes. And oh shit, it is wet.
3, 2,
I don't think I'm gonna like this.
50, right 2, over crest. Into left
It is
1,
absolutely
50,
pissing
right
it
4,
down
open.
here in stage 2.
Into long right 2, 150, left 5.
But I think we should be okay.
50, left 4.
Okay, that was terrible. I actually slammed my car into the Armco there.
100, right 4.
That was actually ridiculous.
50, left 4.
I don't know how to feel
50,
about this.
right 4.
If I should choose to continue, or... Well, I seem to be a second up, so... You know what?
100, right
I might as
2.
well continue.
Into left 2.
Regardless of the damage I have, I might as well continue because, well, I'm technically a second up on the field in spite of my damage. I'm also pretty sure this would likely not happen in the Pro Championship.
Left 5. 50, left 4.
Plus, I think with these rallies getting longer, or so it would seem with these rallies getting longer, as we go further and further along. Okay, lost a little bit of time to Tommy in that sector, but able to more or less keep myself in check.
50, right 1, into left 5, and right 4.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see how we go.
Caution, don't cut. 50, left 2.
And I almost went completely off track.
Left 4.
Really got to be careful here. I don't think there's any outside wall to protect me from the fall of the outside.
50, right 3.
And somehow I gain a few seconds,
Into hairpin left.
even though the right side of my car is very clearly damaged. But I somehow find
50, left 3.
ludicrous ways to continue gaining time.
Into right 2. And
I'm going to assume that must be because the player has the advantage over the AI
100, right
on
2.
tarmac.
Into
I'd assume that's what the most likely or most probable answer is.
50, right 3.
Even then, of course, if I am dealing with plenty of transactional damage
Left 3. And
in the
right
process,
5.
but
Into
either way,
hairpin left.
things are working out okay. I'm stuck. Can I get moving? Can I please get back on the road? Okay, I do get back on the road somehow.
4. Over crest.
And Tommy has now fallen behind me. And these roads are getting really tight now. I'm honestly having trouble trying to see my way up the mountain. These roads are actually getting really tight now.
50, right 3.
And once again, I have hit the outside wall.
3. 50, right 3. Over crest. Into left 2. And right 1. Into left 2. And right 4. Into long
Okay.
left 3. 50, right 4.
We're now heading downhill again, so hopefully that's not going to affect my pace too much. I am keeping myself on tabs, and I somehow win in the end by almost 8 seconds. In spite of all the damage I had on the right hand side. I somehow won by 8 seconds in spite of me quite literally pancaking the whole right hand side of the car. That's unbelievable. I think it's fair to say the tarmac gives a very clear advantage to the player, in my opinion. At least that's what the case seems to be. So these are the results from Stage 2. And Didier Auriol looks to be best of the rest. And I gotta say, Joe Panizzi is actually having a good run right now because he's currently P11. So there's P13 to P18. And as ever, we always have the bottom 3. Those are your results after 2 stages. P7 to P12, with Didier Auriol being best of the rest. And looks like we've got some pretty even splits here. And now we move on to stage 3, where we are back in the dry once again. So hopefully I will not absolutely pancake the right hand side of the car this time. I'm also pretty sure that was technically a driver's side hit as well, because the wait, hold on. No. Driver's side hit, that's on the left hand side. Right hand side is the co-driver. That's what it is in most countries. Even though here in Britain we technically have the driver side on the right hand side. So I don't really know. But here we go, as we ride off into what appears to be the sunset, and this time we get a downhill start.
50, left
which is definitely contradictory to the starts that I'm used to, because I have been doing uphill starts up to this stage of the season, and this time I do not absolutely pancake the right hand side of the car as I did before. And right now, I'd say things are going pretty well. I really need to stop doing that before I damage the transaxle again. I really don't want to do that again.
Caution, over jump, 50, right 4. Into left 3.
Okay.
50,
doing good so far.
Into long left 4.
Okay, and on the brakes,
Long right 4.
trying to get through the corners here,
3. Into right 4.
and
Long left 2.
we're doing okay at the moment.
50, left
Just
2.
have to make sure we can keep that momentum going.
Over crest. And left 4. Caution. Over
That was definitely a drop there for a moment.
Caution. Over crest. Into right
And
4. 50, left 5.
I think that was right hand corner into the wall, if I'm not mistaken. But either way,
Into left 3.
I'm definitely showing my domination at the moment.
100 left 5. Into right 2 and left 5. Into right
And
4.
right now,
50 left 4.
I'd say we're doing okay.
Into long left 2. 50 caution over crest. Into long right 3. 50 caution over crest. Into left 3. 50
Okay.
caution over crest. Into right 5 over crest. Into left
Alright,
4.
keeping my movements in check,
100 hairpin right.
and so far, so good.
Over crest.
As I have not
Left 3.
damaged the car too much up to this stage.
Right 5. Into left 4. 50 over jump. Over crest. Into hairpin
And
right.
we seem to be doing alright for ourselves.
Long right 3. 200. Long left 5.
And hitting 130 as I head
50 over crest.
through that right-hander,
2 and left 3.
and so far,
Right 2
so good.
over crest. Into left 2 and hairpin left. Into right
and
4.
now I have the advantage again,
150
by 4.3
caution
seconds
over
no
crest.
less.
Into hairpin right.
So I think it's fair to say I'm no doubt going to go on to potentially win this rally fairly early from what I can see.
Into left 4 caution over jump. 50 hairpin right.
Because that's just how far ahead I am.
50 long hairpin left.
And had a little bit of a drop there, but it's okay. I do manage to keep my car in good nick,
Hairpin right over crest.
and we are now just half a stage away from the finish.
And finish.
And there we go, another stage is won. And I slam into the wall right at the end. In typical Colin McRae fashion. Win and crash at the same time, I think. Even though I did not crash out of contention, but either way, doesn't matter because I still won. And now I must save the replay, because I can do that. So, this is now replay number 11 saved. Okay, cool. And now, let's move on to, I think this is, yeah, this is stage 3. So, 1.5 seconds in the end over Tommy, Colin was 3rd, Carlos 4th, Freddie 5th, and Marcus came home 6th. There's P7 to P12, and here is everyone else. You get the idea now. I don't feel like it needs to be explained again. So we got 2 Mitsubishis in the top 6, along with 2 Fords and 1 Peugeot among the point scorers. And it looks like it's going to stay that way, because everyone else is just way the fuck behind. Okay, on now to stage 4. Razzo. These rallies are definitely getting longer in terms of their length. I know that for sure, because of how long it took me to finish New Zealand. But anyway, I just have to keep doing what I can, because I can. Okay, 2 stages to go, as I had a yawn.
2, 1,
Okay.
go! 150, right 1.
Okay. And is this going to be a new speed record set? And not quite. I really thought for sure I was going to set a new speed record of 131. Although technically my speed record is 132, but either way, I have a huge lead out front. So, here we are now, and after 1 sector, I don't seem to be doing too hot, but it doesn't really matter because I do have a big enough lead now to say that I'm convinced in saying my lead is not going to be lost, barring any catastrophes. And the gap is now 4.2 seconds to Colin.
50, left 2. 50, right 3. 50,
But at this stage, I'd say we're doing alright for now,
right 4, open.
because I did have a big lead heading into the stage. And because I've managed to mostly stay out of trouble with my antics, at least in terms of serious trouble that is, it looks as though the tarmac specialist is more or less free to do as he pleases. Well, I wouldn't call myself the tarmac specialist, but I would say the car refers to the tarmac specialist, not me. I technically give my credit to the car, not to myself. I don't qualify for being the tarmac specialist, just to be perfectly clear. Okay. I do manage to avoid any further damage to the Hyundai. And we have got some hairpins. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. But we'll just have to wait and see how we do. Okay. And there we go. I still managed to win the stage regardless, over Tommy and Carlos. Okay, so there we go. That is now 4 stages down. I think I also have a replay saved if I'm not mistaken. I'll check to be sure. But we'll have a look. Yep, it is saved. Okay, that's good. So, those are your results after stage 4. It looks like the results are going to remain unchanged for the top 6. Although Gilles Panizzi, he had a really good run in that stage. So I think it's fair to say he might be coming on strong at this stage of the season. Then we got P13 to P18, and as ever, the bottom 3. Well, no changes in the rally results. I still very much have the lead. 11.8 seconds is the gap, so it looks like the win is all but assured at this point. And all the other positions, except for 3rd position, have also very much been secured. So there's P7 to P12, P13 to P18, and as ever, we have the bottom 3. Okay, final stage of Rally Sanremo, Monte Seppo. And it looks like it's going to be a night stage. But hopefully that will not give me too many issues in terms of pulling this off. Just having another sip of water before getting on with this. And then after this, I think our next rally is Corsica, if I recall correctly. And yep, it is a night stage. Oh boy. 3, 2, 1, I don't like the way this is gonna go. But hopefully we should be okay. I think this is the first time all season long I've actually driven a night stage, from what I can recall. As in, pretty much all the stages I've driven up to this point have been daytime stages. This is definitely the first time I've driven a night stage in this game. From what I know, damn it, I had to click the outside wall. And I have a 3-second lead at the front over Tommy. So I think that very much tells me the results are definitely not changing here in Sanremo. For the top 6 finishers, aside from myself. Okay. And that's a wall. Fortunately, however, I have not sustained any damage mechanically. And unlike PS1 games where it can often be considered a disadvantage to drive night stages, in the PS2 version, however, well, with night stages in PS2 rally games, I can definitely say the visibility has improved. And for want of a better phrase, you can actually see what's in front of you as well as pretty much the direction you are going as well. And pretty much almost all of the objectives in front of you, which is what helps, well, objects I should say. And doesn't look like the positions of the top 6 will change. Of course, I pretty much knew that all the way back at stage 3.
50, left 3, into right 5, and left 5, into right 2, and left 4.
And that's a wall.
50, right
I might
4.
actually consider getting a photo of the night stage at some point, since I haven't done that yet. But here we are on the coast of Italy and slamming the outside wall once again, but able to keep the car moving nonetheless. And now I just have one sector to go,
100, right 3.
as I now have a 7-second lead.
50, left 3, caution.
So it's fair to say
Right 5.
the player getting the advantage on tarmac is definitely helping.
50, right 5.
And I slam the outside wall again.
50, left 4.
And we have got some pretty tight corners here
Right 5.
to end off the stage as well as the rally.
Into right 3. And left 5.
This is not going to be pretty.
50, left 2.
But anyway. And finish.
Finish.
I still wound up gaining time anyway. 8.4 seconds in the end over Tommy. That's nice. I have won Monte Seppo, and now I have to get the hell out of there before the YouTube bots catch me for copyrighted audio. But there we go. Another rally is won, and now we head over to Corsica next for round 12 of the championship. So 11 wins out of 11, and I so far have scored a perfect 110 points. And now we must move on to our next rally, Corsica. So these are the results from stage 5. There is P7 to P12. Also got P13 to P18. And there is the bottom 3, rounded off by Marco Martin. So 22nd victory over Tommy. Colin McRae came home 3rd in the end over Carlos. So Colin did manage to win that battle, and that puts me another point, well, another 7 points clear of Carlos. Freddie is 5th and Marcus came home 6th. My domination streak continues. So P13 to P18, and as ever we have the bottom 3, 2 of them being my teammates, unfortunately. Oh well, let's move on. Yeah, spraying the champagne again. Cool. Okay. So, these are now the point standings, as I now have a 66 point lead over Carlos. Tommy Mackinnon still holds on to 3rd, Colin now moves up to 4th ahead of Richard, and Didier is currently P6, with Marcus P7, Freddie P8, Kenneth Eriksson in P9, and Francois Delacour in P10. And no other drivers have scored points yet. And in the constructors, well, no changes there. Positions are very much single file at this stage, and now we have just 3 rounds to go as next time we will be heading to Corsica. Stay tuned.